welcome to Uncle Ponte. Folks, there is a lady that I know that I visit and who comes to church. And when you ask her, how is she, or you ask her and her husband how they are, you get the same response every time. And the response is, well, we're still here, or well, I'm still here. And it isn't that they want away. I don't get that sense at all. It's, we're still here. And because they're still here, the question is, why? Why are they still here? Why am I still here? Why are you still here? Psalm 30. David is gone into a situation again where the enemy is trying to take his life. And so he calls out to the Lord, and it's a psalm of praise of how God has delivered him. But in the middle of this psalm, there's this very little interesting prayer that I have really enjoyed just meditating on. And this is what he goes and he says in that prayer. To you, Lord, I called. To the Lord I cried for mercy. And now listen to the words of the prayer. What is gained if I am silenced? If I go down to the pit, will the dust praise you? Will it proclaim your faithfulness? Hear me, Lord, and be merciful to me. Lord, be my help. Now, isn't that interesting? He's basically saying to God, God, deliver me out of this situation, because if I remain in this situation, if I die, if I go down to the grave, right, if I become dust, what good is that to you? Is the dust going to praise you? If I'm silenced, will I be able to go and glorify your name? Will I be able to go and speak of your goodness? Will I be able to proclaim to all who will listen to me the greatness of God? Will I be able to sit down and pen these poems and songs to your glory, which you and I benefit of over 3,000 years later? The answer, of course, is no. And so his prayer is, Lord, you spare me. Spare me so that I can live and glorify your name. Now, what situation are you going through? What difficulties are you going through? And then what is the response to those difficulties? Are you someone and you want to get out of here? Are you someone saying, whoa, Lord, let's have a chat, you and me. Lord, if I die in this situation, what good is that to you? If I end up that I become dust, if I'm buried, what benefit is that to you? But if I'm living, well, I can go and speak about who you are. I can share of what you have done for me, Lord. I can talk about the goodness of God. I can talk about your grace, your mercy, your deliverance, that you are a stronghold, that you are the one who shelters me under your wing. I can go and speak of how it is that you have impacted and affected my life. But if I'm dead, well, I can't do those things, Lord. So, Lord, it's advantageous to you for me to live. That's basically what he's saying, isn't it? Of course it is. And then when we look at the psalm earlier on in it, he goes and he says this. He says, sing the praises of the Lord, you his faithful people. For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favour lasts a lifetime. Weeping may stay for a night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. In other words, the situation that you find yourself in is only temporal. And as another friend of mine, Phil, would go and say, be very careful that the answer to your temporal situation isn't permanent. Don't be looking for a permanent solution. Weeping may only last for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And then at the end of the psalm, he goes and he says, in response to the prayer and God's intervention in his life, he says, you have turned my wailing into dancing. You have removed my sackcloth and clothed me with joy, and my heart sings your praises and is not silent. Lord my God, I will praise you forever. Now let me ask you a question. You're still here. If you've pressed play, you're still here. Question is today, are you someone, and because you're still here, you're just going to live out your life giving in praise, glory, and honor to your Lord and Saviour, and you will not be silenced? Is your heart dancing this day? Are you dancing this day? Are you full of joy because of what the Lord has done? Well, if so, go tell someone about it. Thank you for joining me for this on Cup on Tay.